You're welcome to Crafting a Man with Coach Renz. Let's have a little fun. Corny, but I just wanted to do that. In this first video of Crafting a Man, we're going to talk about one thing that is very simple, that every man should be aware of, that your manhood, the way people perceive you, is very vital. So the way you interact with everyone around you is very vital to the image that you portray as a man, but also is very vital to your success. Business-wise, it's very vital to your success in raising and building a family, and it's very vital to your success of attracting the opposite sex. So in today's first lesson, we're going to talk about posture. We're going to talk about the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you sit. When you're in a public forum or even at home, the way your body language speaks to people is vital. So they say that 60 to 65% of everything you convey is body language. It's how you look. It's the expressions on your face. It's the way your hands are placed and how you move your hands, how you sit, how you enter a room. Where's your neck? Where are your shoulders? My grandfather used to tell me when I was young that a man who's proud of the family he's built, he walks with his head up and shoulders back. Now I know that some of that have gotten lost in today's society, where people walk around normally slumped over, necks bent down, shoulders forward and rolled forward. No. A crafted man stands tall, stands straight, spine erect. A crafted man recognizes that every place that he takes a step is important and significant. That every move he makes is important and significant. It's significant as far as who you are, the type of person you are, the craft of your manhood is demonstrated by the way you stand, the way you sit. I'm not saying that you can't ever sit loose, that you can't ever slump and just relax and be comfortable. But in most situations, your head needs to be up. Your shoulders should be back. I watch these young men today, and I watch these men of my generation, and I see that most have bad posture. They have poor posture. Now, other than the health reasons, we need to sit with our backs erect. We need to have our heads straight. What this shows the outside world is that you're confident in who you are. You're confident in your being. That you don't shirk from your responsibility, that your shoulders are strong enough to carry the load, that you are a man with stamina, a man who has the ability to go the distance, that a man who can stand in the middle of the chaos and not lose sight of the goal. Your posture is that important. Now, when you're sitting, there are two mistakes that men make. Our natural animal mind says that when we want to show dominance in the room, that we sit as big as we possibly can, that we spread ourselves out as big as we possibly can. Look at the grizzly bear. When it wants to show dominance and protection, it makes itself huge. The grizzly makes himself huge. The cat rears its back to make himself huge. But we are of reason and of thinking. We do not have to sit to make ourselves huge. We do not have to make ourselves bigger than what we are, because then you look uncomfortable and you look like you're trying too hard. And because we have the ability to reason, you looking like you're trying too hard causes people to be repelled from you. That if you're sitting in a place where you're trying to attract the women, that they will be repelled from you. If you're in a business meeting where you're trying to stand in and sit dominantly, then you are actually putting up a wall of defense. So it's best that you sit just comfortably. Sit within your size, because when you sit within your size, what you're showing is that I am confident in who I am. That I don't have to be something outside of myself. All I have to do is continue to be myself. And that is more endearing. That attracts more people. That gives more respect. than you trying to be bigger than you really are. The other portion of when you're sitting, if you're milled over and sitting small, because when an animal is afraid, they sit small. When they're trying to hide, when they know that there's a more intimidating animal in their region, they try to hide and shrink themselves. A crafted man doesn't shrink himself. A crafted man, even when they're not in the position of dominance or power, still recognizes that I am confident in my abilities, I am confident in who I am, and I will not shrink myself in any situation, that I am comfortable no matter what the situation is. I'll tell you, when I was younger, I was bullied for my darkness of skin. That the lighter skinned girls and the caramel skinned girls would tease me because I was dark skinned. And anytime I found myself in the library or any room where they walked in, I would shrink myself to make myself as small as possible. I would shrink myself and try to scurry out of the room without anyone noticing that I was ever in the room. Not that they said anything when they came into the room, but because of all the past teasings, I would make myself small. But then, after my grandfather passed away, I was 14 years old, I started to realize that life was too short for me to be uncomfortable in any environment whatsoever. So over the next couple of years, I trained myself to not shrink. I trained myself to not walk and run out of the room, to not scurry away like some little weakling. I trained myself to be confident in who I am and to love exactly who I am. A real man, a crafted man, has no problems loving himself. A real crafted man does not go across the line to arrogance. But a real crafted man is not so humble that he shrinks himself. It's not a crafted man. It's not a man that anyone would respect. And at the end of the day, you want your family to respect you. You want your children to respect you. You want your colleagues to respect you. You want your wife to respect you. And most of all, you want the guy in the mirror to respect you. So you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. This has been Coach Renz on Crafting a Man.